Are you ready? I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
This is Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds for the big...
There she goes, my beautiful world.
This guy.
Armando.
Shout out to the big homie Armando. How you feeling, bro? Glad to...
What?
Go ahead.
He said it was Nick Cave's birthday, September 22nd.
That's the same birthday as Johan?
No, Johan's the 23rd.
Oh, that 22nd was yesterday.
22nd was when we did the ultrasound for the baby.
Father of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to baby. Baby's looking nice. I would put a picture of the baby's ultrasound because we got a pretty good shot, but I'm not going to do that until I send my dad the picture. So after we shoot this video, I might share the thing. Who knows? For timely topical political commentary, you can hit us up at Middle America with Vin and Sori. I'm just going to leave that for that. There are multiple ways to get your song reviewed. My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. Thank you guys so much for continuing to be ridiculously amazing patrons of what we bring to the table. Had somebody message me a couple days ago, be like, man, I really appreciate what you guys do, blah, blah, blah. That is not something that we take for granted. Everybody that subscribes, everybody that... I don't talk about Patreon, I'm just about everybody. Everybody that sends an email, vinsori@gmail.com, or sends me an Instagram thingamajiggy. You know, we spend a lot of time messaging people back and things of that nature. If I haven't gotten to you, a million apologies.
Send it again.
But it's still, to this day, like, still feels crazy to see that. Mm-hmm. So-and-so subscribed to you, so-and-so subscribed to you. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. So thank you guys for that.
We had somebody on Patreon that they forgot that they were on, and so Patreon withdrew the money from them, and they just sent us a message, and we refunded the money back. So if you are in that same situation, just send me a message on Patreon, and I will fix that for you.
Yeah. Or if you had a sudden life change situation.
Yeah, for whatever reason. If you need to
reach out to us, we're going to take everything in good faith. It is what it is. That being said, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, let's do it. I need some good music.
The winter green, the juniper, the cornflower and the chicory. Well, all of the words you said to me are still vibrating in my ear. The elmy ash and the linden tree, the dark and deep enchanted sea, the trembling moon and the stars unfurled. Oh, there she goes, my beautiful world. 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 There she goes again. John Wilmot penned his poetry, riddle with a parts. And Nabokov wrote on index cards a lectern in his socks. St. John of the Cross, he did his best of it, present in a box.
He did. Right.
And Johnny Thunders was half alive when he wrote Chinese rhymes. Oh, me, I'm lying here, nothing in my ears. Me, I'm lying here, with nothing in my ears. Me, I'm lying here, for what seems years. Something lying on my bed, with nothing in my head. Send that stuff on down to me. Send that stuff on down to me. Send that stuff on down to me. Send that stuff on down. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes again. Oh, Karl Marx squeezed his carbuncles while riding Das Kapital.
That's my man.
And Gauguin, he bugged it up,
Shout out to
man.
Karl
He call. And Philip Larkin, he stuck it out in a library in her. And Dylan Thomas, he died drunk in St. Vincent's Hospital.
Vincent.
Lie at your feet, I'll kneel at your door. I'll rock you to sleep, I'll roll on the floor. Well, I will ask for nothing, nothing in this life. But I will ask for nothing, give me everlasting life. Just wanna move the world, I just wanna move the world. I just wanna rule the world, I just want to move. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes again. So if you got a trumpet, get on your feet, brother, and blow it. And if you got a field that don't yield, well, get up now and hoe it. I look at you, you look at me, and deep in our hearts, babe, we're knowing that you weren't much of a muse, but then I weren't much of a poet. Be your slave, I'll give you grades, up on your pedestal with your Aryan aids, with your book of ideals, with your alchemy. Oh, come on, send that stuff down to me, 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 oh, send it down to me, send it all around, send it all around the world. Here she comes, my beautiful girl. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes, there she goes, there she goes again. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes
Interesting. Pretty was he saying, like, okay, so he explains the beautiful world that he's in?
He
There
shouted
she
out
goes,
Karl
my-
Marx.
Beautiful world, yep.
That's Capital.
And then he's talking about all these people
I'm rocking
that,
a red shirt.
that came out with, I guess, amazing
Yeah.
pieces of art, but he's stuck just
Under
lying
duress.
there with nothing in his ears, and then he starts praying, send that stuff down to me. Or, I assumed it was a prayer.
Yeah.
So, it kind of sounded like he was saying, like, he's in this nice little world and he doesn't have enough problems to give him the art he needs.
Well, that's one of those, like, I don't know if it's mythology or whatever, but, you know, the whole artist does best when
Yeah.
they're under duress type of situation. I'm not really sure. I think he's my beautiful world. There she goes. I think he's talking about his muse, like, you know, your.
Oh,
muse,
really?
Your muse is. It's not. I
I
don't.
thought
really,
he was literally talking about the world.
I think he's like reaching out to the muse, like that inspiration that makes an artist an artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, suffering a lot of times functions as a muse, but like the song that we did. You know, like I had an idea for the song, and then you were like, I'm not really feeling it. And then, you know, I switched. We were in a car. When were we in a car drive?
Yes, it was so fast. I literally said, I can't do it because this, and this. I'm not feeling it. And like, I thought that you had two versions of the song already in your head. Because he came up with it so fast. I was like, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah, but you function as like a muse for me. But in the pop.
Have you ever watched this movie?
No.
Oh, Rotten Tomatoes gave it 53. That means you probably won't watch it.
Yeah, I probably won't. I don't watch anything below 60.
Yeah.
But
I watched this and I wanted to be someone's muse. And
Oh,
look,
yeah.
I am.
Yeah, you definitely function that way from me, for sure. But so does, angst. Mm-hmm. But I think, like, for me, I write when I want to write. You know what I mean? Like,
You write really good too.
and I play when I want to play and whatever. But if that's what you do for work, that's when it becomes like urgent. But
I still feel like you could. I feel like you could meet the pressure.
well, I mean,
I don't think I could.
they all.
What? Because it's really like, I think that like you could, but it's a mental block that if you know what I'm saying, like.
Well, I think a lot of things are just being being able to lock in and to be able to just
Yeah, but sometimes I feel like I
turn
overlock,
that switch
and then
off
I'm
and
like-
on.
Well, like he said, like I'm laying here. What did he say? Hold on, let me pull it back. Well, I'm laying here with nothing in my ears. I'm laying here with nothing in my ears for what seems like years. I'm just laying on my bed with nothing in my head.
Yeah. And I think for an artist who's on a payroll like that, that's
stressful.
That's a scary, stressful moment. And all of them talking like One Step Closer from Linkin Park, like their first song. I think that it was about that. And they had just gotten into the industry. Korn talked about it. Tool talked. Like, it's a crazy thing when capital starts to intersect with art, because when you're just starting out and you're doing it, it's like, oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, whoa, I did this really significant thing. Like I like this song, like I'm in love with this song, like the one that we have, and
Oh yeah, it's really good.
eventually, that song will be done. And then Peter sent me a riff because it was like an idea for the song, because he doesn't like transitions, which is fine. Like I love that type of openness and whatever. And so like he sent me two other like ideas, and I was like, hell no for the first one. I thought the first one was trash, but the second one was so good. I was like, yo, that has to be its own song. Like we can't have that thing be
He's said it a bunch of times.
you can't have that thing be a throwaway. Like that thing has to be its own song, and I'm gonna completely do the new metal thing and just ride that song for the entire, whatever. Like that riff is so crazy to me, like especially the way he did it with the drums and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was playing today. I was like, yo, send me that shit, bro. And I was like, just play it on video. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, he's like, I'm the drummer. I don't really play guitar. So these are the instructions he gave. Look at this guy. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, bro? Like, are you serious? He was so hilarious. Look, see right there.
Oh.
B1, C2, alternating E string is counter notes.
No.
It's like, just play it. I thought he was just doing it. But like, so I know that this song's gonna be a banger. Like, if I love the song, I don't care. I genuinely don't care when anybody thinks positive or negative. So the song that's pretty much done is a banger. This song is a banger. And then like, okay, what are we gonna do for the third song? Because I feel like that riff that Peter came up with, like, is so freaking special that it's just gonna be like, you're not gonna be able to replicate that shit in the third song. So like, what are you gonna do? So it's kind of like some pressure, like, because I think to myself, like, if we come up with 5 good songs, like, we could, like, okay, do a record out of that. You know what I mean? Like, but even there, like, we don't have a record label, any of that shit, man.
Right.
We're just chilling, and like, we're doing the,
Yeah.
we're doing our own video, so we got our own video idea and whatever. I mean, this shit ain't cheap, bro. But we've got some connections. It's like one of the good things about living in Maine is that those people are not unattainable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're able to, but I cannot imagine like that's what you do, and the record label has already fronted you X 100,000 whatever, but they give you a date and all that, and then it's like they're not trying to hear that whole like, you can't rush me, I'm an they're not trying to hear that, bro. They're not trying to hear that.
Can't rush art.
Yeah, they're not trying to hear that, bro. They're like, you want to pay your mortgage? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
there's a lot of hungry
crazy.
artists trying to take your place.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, I hear you.
And they'll dress like you and talk like you, and they're struggling and grinding. So they look like you, but they still have all that hunger and stuff. So it's like, oh, look at these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's what, like, if you look at like the bands that were around when I first like got into metal, there's only like 2 or 3 of them left. Slipknot, Korn, like those. That's it.
Yeah.
From when I like came into.
Yeah.
And like, you know, especially coming into the new metal era, the songs are so simple. Like there were like a million bands an hour that were coming out there, and we're this, we're that, we're this, we're that, and you know, everybody's trying to look weird, and you know, everybody was rocking the tracksuits and shit, the Adidas and the Puma, and
Yep.
trying to be like Korn, basically.
Yep.
And then Slipknot came out. And yeah, it's just like, and those are 2 like all-time bands. Like, say what you want about them, but they're like all-time great bands, like that are still filling stadiums after 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Like everybody else just faded out. Like if you're not constantly touring and constantly like Korn is putting out a record, they average like 1.5 records every 3 years or some crazy shit like that. Like they just work. They're always working. So it's like that's what it takes to stay. Like you said, like it's like football. Like you get injured, dudes are playing injured in football because somebody wants to take your place. It's the same thing here. It's like
Yep.
And then it's weird because it's true. Like a lot of these guys did produce some of their, John Bunyan produced Pilgrim's Progress. He was locked up in prison.
Yeah, he was.
Away from his daughter and all this shit. He was talking about how he was.
Didn't Paul write a bunch of the New Testament?
Paul wrote a bunch of this.
Ooh, my ear is itching.
The New Testament, yeah. A lot of the, some of the most beautiful collections and arrangements of words in literature, in my opinion. Yeah, but Paul, a lot of them were in prison. Whoever wrote Job.
That's literally what I was just thinking.
Like, that guy wasn't having a good life, whether you take...
No, he wasn't having his best life
Whether
now.
you take Job literally or whatever, whoever wrote that book was under some serious duress. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really? Some people don't take it literal?
Yeah, most people don't take that.
Job?
Yeah. I mean, I do, but,
Why don't they take it literally?
Well, just...
How can that many bad things happen to a person?
No. Because it begins with supernatural elements, right? So if you assume, naturalism, then you're automatically going to say, well, obviously that didn't happen.
Oh.
Right? So if you just presuppose naturalism, then obviously, whatever.
Mm.
But, so it's true. Like, that does kind of, I think that's a, element of common grace where God in His grace, like, when we're in the worst situations, we have art as an outlet to make something beautiful out of it because there's a message there. But when music began to be commoditized, or when art becomes commoditized, then the artist it becomes really ironic because the artist is struggling to find his muse to hit this deadline. And then that itself becomes the suffering that then becomes the muse for the guy to hit his deadline. Like I said, Linkin Park came up with probably their most famous song because of being put in that situation. Or Freak on a Leash was kind of that too, about the music industry. So the music industry itself becomes the suffering that almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And of course, these guys don't care. They're collecting their check, right? They're like, great, good job, good song, Freak on a Leash, let's roll with it. Great.
The next one.
Yeah.
Honey, I can't remember. I know we had this conversation before, but when I went to Bible college and I was around a lot of other people, they were studying to be pastors and stuff, and then they were kind of like, the guys were talking amongst themselves basically about, well, pastor, if you have a pastor of a church, he's forced to preach every single week.
Yeah.
He has to come out with a good sermon every single week.
Yeah.
Kind of seems like a similar thing, like where have somebody sing, but
and it is an art form.
Yeah.
Preaching is absolutely
I've literally only
teaching is absolutely an art form. I don't think that's like it doesn't seem to be that hard to me though.
Well,
to like come up with something once a week, like I feel like that I don't really see how that would be a lot of pressure. And the reason is because the art is already there.
Yeah, I know, but
if
it was that easy, then there wouldn't be so many people struggling with it, right?
Well, I don't know that there's so many people struggling with it. You're saying that. I don't know a lot of people struggle with that. But I don't really talk to those people. I never really hung out with, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't hang out with those people, so I don't know if like that's like a common struggle or not. You're saying it's a common struggle?
From the people I've been
I
around.
mean, the Bible's a massive book, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you have to come up with original content. Like, these guys got to come up with original content.
Yeah, I've literally only seen one pastor that didn't struggle with it.
I just don't see how that
All
could
the
be
other ones, it seemed like.
I don't see how that could be a struggle, bro. Like, it's all there.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Just read the thing and say, this is what it means. Read the thing, this is what it means. This is what you should do.
Yeah.
On to the next one. A lot of these dudes are doing like half-an-hour sermons. Like, I don't know, bro. I feel like if that's an issue for you, you're probably in the wrong. You're probably in the wrong industry.
Yeah, you know what? You could be right. You could be right. Because the way people categorize it. But anyway, that's...
But what were you saying? I feel like we're missing.
No, I was just curious what your take was on that because I remember their solution was, you know, you should have like multiple pastors, stuff like that, because somebody might not be inspired one week and they have to come up with something.
Yeah, I just can't relate to that. I can't relate to that. Because like I said, but you know, easy for me to say. But
anyway.
But I could definitely see how this would be a problem. And I also see how it could be terrifying. But, you know, look, now I'm thinking, like, I don't want to be dismissive of those people's plight. So, I don't know. Yeah, I can imagine, like, if I was thrust into that role and it was difficult, I could definitely see the pressure. You're going up there in front of all them people every week. And then you just come out there saying some nonsense. You know what I mean? And everybody's looking at you to, like, give them guidance for their life. Yep. And you're like, yo, I got nothing. Like, yeah, that's pretty tough. It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
So I think the song is about like his love for art and things like that. But he's like, I'm asking nothing in this life. Give me everlasting life. Like he wants to be up there with Karl Marx and the rest of Saint John of the Cross and all this. Like he wants to have music that outlasts him.
Did you see the part when he said about the grapes? I will be your slave. I will peel your grapes. I've never even heard of peeling grapes before. That's like so weird.
Yeah, those cartoons of bad guys.
Yeah, but they usually like, you know, it's like this some girl with when she holds a little thing and he bites it off the bottom of the thing.
A little native girl.
Yeah, but I've never seen them peel. I'm gonna peel your grapes.
I was laughing because you know, like you came upstairs and you bought that plate of grapes and shit. I was like, oh, I feel like one of those bad guys. Like I should have told you to feed me the grapes. Taking like a little picture of it. Feminism for the win!
You're so terrible. You didn't even eat them. They just sat there.
No, you're lying. I lie you a tell. I did it. I ate a lot of those grapes. Some of them were squishy. I don't like eating squishy grapes.
I know. I poke the grapes usually before I buy them.
I was very surprised at your failure because I was like, whoa, Sori doesn't usually fail me.
No, I was at Walmart, so.
I was like, Sori doesn't usually fail me, but she really.
Yeah, I usually get really good grapes because I usually poke them, but
yeah.
I had a lot going on, and so.
It's like a bad guy. We got bad guys in there always eating grapes and shit.
I'm seriously going to try peeling grapes and see how wonderful they are.
There she goes, my beautiful girl. I love this guy, man. This is one of these people that we were gonna see him live this year because he was coming to Boston. We were gonna see him live. I was trying to work with his publicist to get like, you know what I'm saying, backstage or whatever. But
now it goes.
Then China
Coughed on America.
That was very good. You did that good. I don't care what anybody says, bro. Like I'm not really a fan of China this year. Between that and what they're doing to those Muslims, like I'm not really a fan of China.
What a mess.
Not a fan of America that much either. Though.
I'm looking at this this ad that says buy Mac or iPad for college. Get AirPods. Don't believe them.
We don't believe you. You need more people.
We
What do you
signed up
give
to
the song?
Verizon and the girl said that we were going to get
What do you give the song?
AirPods. And then
What
we
do
didn't
you
get
give the song?
AirPods. So I called them and they're like, yeah, there's no thing for
I'm
that.
trying to avoid litigation. What do you give the song?
9.
Solid 9. Solid 9. I appreciate it. Much love to everybody. Vin out.
Thank you, Armando. Sorry out.
Down.
Car to the left and in his socks. St. John of the Cross, he did his best stuff in prison in a box. And Johnny Thunders was half alive when he wrote Chinese rhymes. Oh, me, I'm lying here, nothing in my ears. Me, I'm lying here, with nothing in my ears. Me, I'm lying here, for once it's years. I'm lying on my bed, with nothing in my head. Say you're stepping down to me, say you're stepping down to me, say you're stepping down to me, say you're stepping from down. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes again. Oh, Karl Marx squeezed his carbuncles while riding Das Kapital. And cocaine, he bugged off, man, and he went all tropical. And Philip Larkin, he stuck it out in a library in her. And Dylan Thomas, he died drunk in St. Vincent's Hospital. Oh, lie at your feet, I'll meet at your door. I'll rock you to sleep, I'll roll on the floor. Well, I will ask for nothing, nothing in this life. But I will ask for nothing, give me everlasting life. Just wanna move the world, I just wanna move the world. I just wanna rule the world, I just want to move. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes, my beautiful world. There she goes again. All right. So if you got a trumpet, get on your feet, brother, and blow it. And if you got a field that don't yield, well, get up now and hoe it.